What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video with the Crowned Priestess. What am I, country? Somebody country watching me? Y'all, I can't get this thing to look right. I did the big chop, y'all. I got rid of the locks. There's no more locks. She's Betty Boo under here. It was actually very liberating, very freeing. New levels, you know what I mean? Shit like that. I definitely kept my locks. I don't know why. I just felt the need to. I'm not going to reapply them at any point, but I just kept them. You know, they hold a lot of memory. They hold a lot of energy, a lot of discipline. I don't know. I feel like I'm keeping them kind of like a trophy or a memoir. Definitely feels like a trophy. I can't even hold you. It feels like I get to look at my locks and just see a win. Like I see a lot that I was able to overcome and achieve through those locks. So yeah, that could be a message for somebody. I was also, it's not really a testimony because I think that it applies to the message. But this could have a lot to do with the eclipse, I think, as well. The lunar eclipse in Aries is in Aries, yes, I believe. Mars is Mercury's in retrograde, Venus is in retrograde, Mars is back direct, y'all, so you ain't gotta beat nobody up. But I was having a conversation with somebody that I hadn't had like a lot of conversation with in a while. And you know, I was okay with this conversation, but they were not. And please just like apply this how it resonates, because I feel like somebody's really going through this in their life. I'm at a point now where I used to be able to not be able to speak to this person, you know, without getting like pissed the fuck off, like anger, aggression, upset, all the emotions. It was very irate and all the things. And we were able to get through the conversation without any of that this time. They did have some emotion to them. But it wasn't, again, there was no anger, aggression. Nobody was condescending, disrespectful, all the things, right? And so we were exchanging words for some time. And what I wanted to say in the end, you know, at the end of what seemed like this went on for a while. And like I said, this person, they were very emotional at points. They had to stop, you know, talking. They had to regroup and all the things. And I was very understanding to that. Like, okay, whatever. You know, take your time if you need to readdress. But they reassured that they were very invested in the conversation. They just needed, you know, a moment to gather or however it was. And the conversation continued. And maybe what I understood by the end of this conversation, in my own observation, was that I was the right message, but the wrong messenger. And granted, this is a person that has actually openly said multiple times, and said it again today in conversation, that they value my opinion. And, you know, they always valued my opinion, and they looked to me, so to speak, for reassurance or advice or whatever it was that they needed in the moment. But I had to disagree, right? And it's not because I don't think that I've had valuable things to say or that I'm a valuable person in general. But had I truly been an opinion that was valued to this person, I think a lot of things would have went a different way. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think that, and again, this may just be my opinion, and it's what they said, but I don't, as far as actions are concerned, I don't believe that that's entirely true. Because once again, if I was somebody whose opinion was valued, it wouldn't have been so easy or so habitual even to let me down. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something now that they can see as well. And, you know, you just got to be honest with yourself. Like, you really just have to be honest with yourself. And at the end of this conversation, what I really wanted to ask, and I think I did ask it, there was a lot being said, was like, aren't you tired? Like, you must be exhausted with yourself, you know? And I didn't say it to be offensive or be condescending or anything, but it's like, how much poison do you have to drink before you realize that you no longer have a stomach? You know what I mean? Like before you realize that you're dead. It's ridiculous. You have to get tired of, somebody is exhausted, like with the patterns, but it's not that they're exhausted with anybody else. They're exhausted with self, because you've allowed these things to keep resurfacing in your life. And it's like, when is enough enough? When do you grab life by the balls and say enough and bring that shit to his knees? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you're not tired of life kicking your ass. You just gonna take the L every time. Every time. It's okay to take an L once, twice. You're gonna get rejected. You're gonna go through ups and downs, but nigga, you not tired. It's just no more excuses. No more, oh, because this, because that. No. Grab, like, because what it is it's the universe. It's God. It's spirit. It's your higher self. Your best fucking version of yourself. Your best life is literally waiting for you. Like, to grab this shit by the balls. To grab them and say, what the fuck I said? I said enough. And not enough like I'm going to give up. Enough like, okay, watch this. That's what it needs to be, y'all. That really needs to be what it is. Like, going forward for someone. Like, for real. I think that's what, you know, happy eclipse season. Happy Venus retrograde. Happy Mercury retrograde. Happy Pisces. Happy all the things, right? Happy end of the fucking year. Spring equinox is among us in a few days. Like, child, it's really time to stop the BS. Like, it's you could, enough with the rationalizing it, how you need to rationalize it. You know, you know what's up. And it's like, that's how I feel. It's like confirmation. Spirit is grabbing, like they've been grabbing you by the balls. And it's like, y'all, some of y'all are like beat down dogs, you know, just abused and cowering in a corner, being fucked up, neglected, starved. And it's like, did you forget that you have teeth? Did you forget that you have agility? That your bite, the pressure of your bite is fatal? Did you read? Like, are you not? Wake the fuck up. This is wake up time. Like, and it's really time for you to start fighting back. Like, some of y'all just been cowering in a corner like a scared fucking dog. Starved for affection. Just starved for any sort of love or healing. And it's like, you still have your teeth. What the fuck? Who am I talking to? Child. Some of y'all, like, really enough is enough. And that's how real. I was gonna say fight or flight and the card flew. No more flying. No more flight. That was the Hierophant. Yeah, it's time to elevate. You see where those stairs are going? To enlightenment. Could be a Taurus or have strong Taurus placements. Taurus season could be prominent as well. Could be important. No more. Temperance, Sagittarius. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands. There's good news that is going to allow you to begin this journey, this ascension to enlightenment. I think some of y'all had to go through a lot of tragedy first. Yeah, some of you could have lost family members, lost a job, right? Lost your career even. Somebody maybe a whole career that you thought was your career that you've been doing for a while. They let you go or you got fired or something like that. At this time, yeah. And this shit is happening quick. Judgment with the Knight of Swords. Chariot at the bottom. This is happening really fast. I do feel like a lot of the energy right now, you know, especially planetary wise, is going to provide the opportunities, the timeline. Everything is going to fall in order the way that it needs to, the way that it should, so that you can get this done. And no more excuses, okay, is what I'm hearing very clear. And no shade with that Nine of Pentacles, that Knight of Pentacles that was there. No more shortcuts. No more shortcuts. Some of y'all have been breezing by, like breezing by the skin of your fucking teeth, using, I don't know, whatever your assets, like, right, your assets. I heard that, but I heard it in a funny way, like maybe using your body, using your, you know, pretty privilege, or using dick, or use whatever, right? And eventually there's a cap, you know, there's a cap on a lot of things. Like, what there's not a cap on is opportunity. There's always a new opportunity, but new. There's always a road that hasn't been traveled yet. That is where you need to be striving to be, because the lane that you've been in, this is what you're doing to it. You're smashing your car into a brick fucking wall with the mindset that you're going to break through this wall, that you can do enough damage to get through it, but all you doing is fucking up your car. And when the car stops working, or you run out of gas, whatever happens first, you're gonna have to get out and figure out how to get from around here. How? What are you gonna do to get around, up and over that wall? Because you can't go through it. You've hit a cap, all right? Somebody's hit a cap here. And Spirit is trying to show you the way to, you can't go through it. You have to go above it. You have to clear it. Some of this shit going clear over y'all head, because I feel somebody very ignorant watching this shit right now. Like, oh, this bitch sounds stupid. And you the dumbass who gonna be in the same fucking cycle for another 15 years looking fierce. That's your business. Where's your advice? I'm not staying long here. The message is very clear. You gotta fight. Five of Wands. You have to fight. You gotta want it. You may have to compete. You may have to, you know, you have to learn. Hierophant again. Take what you've learned and amplify it. Take what you've learned and harnessed it in a positive way. The Hermit is very wise. The Hermit is also somebody who spends a lot of time alone. There's no one but him and God, her and God, whoever you are, man or woman. That's it. But you have to fight, because some of y'all are in too deep. Some of y'all are in a place where you have no choice. Remember when I said fight or flight? No more fleeting. You have to fight. Spirit wants you to fight. You have to. It's not going to be an easy process. Absolutely not. You're going to have a lot of emotions. You're going to cry a lot. You're going to get very angry. You know, your energy might not even be very well received by other people, which is why you're spending a lot of time alone, because misery loves company, but you don't want to bring that onto others. You know what I mean? And you don't want others to bring that onto you. And so if you got to be alone, you got to be alone. Some of y'all give into temptation entirely too easy. No more shortcuts. They said that. That was another thing I heard. There's no discipline. Where's the discipline? Y'all want to see something, but y'all want to see it in the blink of an eye. And that's not the Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. You think he aged overnight? No, this is the same person, essentially. But he has a long journey ahead of him. And I like it in this card because he's not riding his horse. He's walking. He's doing a lot of the work himself. He's saving the horse's energy. Because he knows there will be times where I'm going to need to get on this horse. I'm going to need this horse to be at his best, to carry me, to ride me out, you know, like pause for the men. I hear somebody saying pause right now. I already know who it is. Moving forward. You know what I'm trying to say? And I like the King of Pentacles in this deck because he has a wolf. And while wolves are naturally pack creatures, he only has one there. Just like the Hermit being alone. This is a lone wolf. I'm talking to a character that likes to be alone. And you may get tempted by whatever material things present themselves in different ways. It gets tempting, but you're actually in a space where Spirit is encouraging your solitude. It is the way you learn. You don't do well in group settings. You don't do well working with others. And eventually you will have to work with others. It's not to say you're going to coast through life never having to be a team player. But at this time, and the way you learn, maybe you were one of those kids in school. You didn't learn the way everybody else learned. You didn't understand how to learn in a group setting. You know, you had to be pulled out. You had to be, you better alone. You know, there's something about this learning process that is going to require a lot of your solitude, because the only time that you're really going to retain the information is when you are alone. You know, some of you are going to have to hit rock bottom. Some of you have hit rock bottom. Some of you have no idea where to go from here. There's only one place left to go when you've reached the ground. So use this process to heal. I'm doing all this shuffling, and guess who's still here? It is going to be a very important part of your growth, of your mastery, of your enlightenment, of your ascension, of all the things, okay? But I want to stress alone, 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 and alone. No people in these cards except for in the fight. That's all she wrote. Love, light, and abundance.